Hot girl summer is almost here, and many Americans plan to be outside no matter what. 38% of Americans are willing to take on debt for at least a type of discretionary purchase, whether that's travel, dining out, or attending a live event. With younger generations more willing than anyone else to take out debt in order to have some fun. And this is according to a Bankrate survey. Joining us now to dive further into this is Ted Rossman, Bankrate Senior Industry Analyst. Good to see you here. Why are we willing to risk it all to have a good time so many years now after the peak of the pandemic?
I know, it's really surprised me. 2022 was supposed to be the year of revenge travel, right? And in many respects it was, but the surprise is that 2023 actually topped it. And it wasn't just travel, it was also dining, it was concerts and sporting events. And I've been really surprised how much room this trend has had to run. And there are many signs that it may continue this year. Now, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in some areas, but a lot of people are planning to spend more. It depends on the category, but it's roughly a third in terms of people willing to spend more, less, or about the same. I think that actually still says a lot of strength about the economy and consumer spending.
And so, Ted, we still see younger generations who perhaps aren't earning as much being the ones who are willing to spend more. And then you look at things like ballooning credit card debt. When does the rubber hit the road? When is that going to start sinking in and becoming economically painful?
Well, that's the whole YOLO thing. You only live once, right? Gen Zers and millennials are much more likely to be going into debt for these kind of discretionary expenses like travel and dining and concert tickets. More than half of Gen Zers and millennials are willing to go into debt for these things this year. That compares with only 30% of Gen Xers and only about a quarter of boomers. I actually hear from a lot of young adults that they feel pessimistic about other aspects of their financial lives, unfortunately. They're worried about their student loan burden. They're worried about their ability to afford a home. But I think there's this kind of snapback effect of, all right, we can't do that stuff, but we can go on the trip, we can go to the music festival, we can have some fun. Maybe that's oversimplifying it a little bit, but I do think that there is something that has fundamentally changed, partly because of the pandemic, but some of this was in effect even before that. Back in 2016, the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card came out with all these experiential travel and dining perks, and that really changed the credit card rewards game, especially for millennials. Before that, people said, I don't know if millennials want credit cards. They definitely do, and they want cards that lean into experiences. Some of that is a great way to get champagne travel on a beer budget, by the way, because those rewards can really extend the value of your dollar.
But for some people, if you're living on that beer budget and things are tight at the moment, but then you're looking on social media, everybody else is outside having a good time. How do you sort of work through that mentality when you dig down into the numbers, it is some of those households earning $80,000 or more who are able to do that, but everybody thinks they're able to do it?
My top tip is to set a budget, plan in advance. Right now we still have some time before summer. Set aside money every paycheck. If you start that entertainment fund every couple of weeks, maybe there's an automatic transfer from your paycheck into a dedicated savings account. By the way, the best savings rates are over 5% these days, so you could even make a little bit of money on that money. But the biggest thing is setting it aside, planning in advance. You may not know everything this summer holds in terms of concert invites and sports games and weddings and meals out and all these things, but it's going to be something, right? So don't let it sneak up on you. Set an entertainment fund. A lot of times, I think people make a mistake with budgeting where they either don't budget or if they do, they only account for the necessities. I think it's really important to also have this fund for extras.
Got to have that YOLO funding set aside there. At least you won't be shocked when your bills come. Appreciate you, as always. Ted Rossman, Bankrate Senior Industry Analyst. Thank you so much.